you're thinking of moving to Peoria, Arizona, but before you do, you really want to know what are the pros and cons, the good, the bad, and the ugly of living in Peoria. Well, that is exactly what we're going to be covering in this video. We're going to go through, talk about all the amazing parts of Peoria and then all the not so great parts about living in Peoria. And this is not one of those videos where we sugarcoat the cons or like spin it and it's like secretly pros. Like, no, there are some parts that suck about living in Peoria. We're going to be real and honest about it, and we're going to jump right in. So let's do this. First time to the channel and you want to know everything there is to know about living in Phoenix, Arizona, or the incredible cities close to it like Peoria, then go ahead and subscribe and click that bell for notifications so you can be the first to know about what's happening in the Phoenix market. My name is Samantha and my team and I help people every single day just like you make their move to Phoenix, Arizona and all the surrounding areas, and we absolutely love it. So if you are thinking of making a move to Phoenix, or we just have questions and want to learn a little bit more, see if it's the right fit for you, then go ahead and reach out. We would love to help. Give us a call, shoot us a text, send us an email, hop on a Zoom call with us. There's a link in the description below. Just connect with us. We would love to help you whether you're moving in 9 days or 9 months. We are here and happy to help. If you want more information about Phoenix, the other cities, you want some cool freebies or something like that, check out the description as well. We've got lots of different ways to connect with us, get some different freebies and stuff like that. You don't have to sign up for anything. It's literally just like free. You can download it. I promise I'm not gonna stalk you. I've got a whole list of all the pros and cons and stuff ready for you. So we're gonna head back to the office, go over those lists so you can know all the good, bad, and ugly about living in Peoria. So let's go check it out. Okay, so we're gonna be talking about all the pros and cons of living in Peoria. Like I said in the beginning, we're not gonna sugarcoat it. I think if you're gonna be moving to a city or you wanna learn more about it, you really deserve to know the actual truth about what is the good, bad, and ugly of living in that place. So that's what we're going to be covering. We're going to go ahead and jump into this list of pros and cons. Pro number one of living in Peoria is that there is so much to do. You've got the Peoria Sports Complex, you've got incredible hiking, so many trails, hiking trails, biking trails, and outdoor activities there. You obviously have Lake Pleasant, so lake living is a really big thing there. If you enjoy lake activities and kind of being out on the water and stuff like that, that is an option as well. You also have Westgate, which is just outside of Peoria, so the whole Westgate Entertainment District with all the shopping, food, restaurants. There's even more sport complexes over there. There's the Gila River Arena as well as the State Farm Stadium. So there's just so much to do in terms of activities, shopping, eating, outdoor stuff, which is really fun. So you will never be bored in Peoria, that's for sure. Another pro of Peoria is something I just kind of mentioned a little bit, but lake living and kind of that lake life. If that is something you enjoy, we have Lake Pleasant, which is that huge lake, and it is just kind of in the northern part of Peoria. So that is a huge draw for people who love being out on the lake, paddle boards, jet skiing, boats, anything you want kind of on that lake. Like even if you like doing biking or dirt biking or ATVs and stuff all around the outside of the lake, that is a huge draw. People bring up their campers and RVs and stuff like that. So all the fun toys and everything that comes with it is a huge draw of living here in Peoria. So you're going to see a lot of the homes here in Peoria will have bigger driveways and garages and stuff to fit all the toys, or if the HOA doesn't let you, there's lots of places where you can pay for storage and stuff and have all your toys stored at a place right by the lake. So that is a huge draw for people. It's just 10 minutes away from the majority of where all that housing and stuff in Peoria is. So if you enjoy lake living and being on the water, that is a huge plus for living in the Peoria area. Another plus for Peoria is kind of common with places that are kind of here in what we call the West Valley, which is just a little bit west of Phoenix, and that is that your money goes farther. So it's going to be a lot more affordable to live in Peoria than places like Scottsdale or Gilbert, kind of those higher ends, or even Paradise Valley, where it's like very high end, expensive houses and stuff like that. The housing is going to be a lot more affordable in Peoria, and cost of living in general is going to be more affordable in Peoria as well. So that is definitely a pro for living here versus other parts of the Arizona area. Another big pro is if school systems are important or something that you care about. The school systems in Peoria are incredible. They are top-notch, A-rated, and that is a huge draw of a lot of families and stuff wanting to live in the Peoria area. But the school systems are just really incredible and some of the most highly sought after in Arizona. So if schools are important to you, Peoria might be a great fit. Another awesome pro of living in Peoria is that the weather is amazing for most of the year. There are parts of the year that are brutal, and we're going to talk about that later. The summers are really rough, but for the late fall, winter, and early spring, the weather is gorgeous. It is sunny. It's in anywhere from like the 60s to the 80s. People are constantly outside enjoying that weather. Like I said, there are so many outdoor activities, whether it's the lake, hiking, biking, all that fun stuff. So it's really enjoyable to get to actually be outside, get all that sunshine, get your vitamin D, and really enjoy kind of that amazing weather that we have for most of the year. Another huge pro of Peoria, and this is kind of common for a lot of the cities in the Phoenix metro area, but it's just very convenient. Anything you kind of need on a day-to-day basis is never more than 5 or 10 minutes away, whether it's a gas station, grocery store, shopping, dining, all of that. It's just really convenient and centrally located, so you're never that far from anything that you were going to need. And the city is set up on a grid, so it's really easy to kind of navigate and get around and things like that. So very convenient, which for lazy people like myself is always a plus. Another pro is that it is very safe. Peoria is a very safe and family-friendly area. The crime rate in Peoria is actually a lot lower than a lot of other different subdivisions, both nationally and statewide. So it's one of the safest places in Arizona as well as the rest of the country. So that is a huge draw. Like I said, for families, young professionals, young singles, it's just the safety, the family friendliness, the incredible schools. It all kind of ties in together. So that is definitely a huge kind of plus for Peoria, is just that feeling of being safe and that lower crime rate. All right, now for everyone's favorite part, the cons, all the different drawbacks. First, we got to talk about the summer heat. That is our first con, is that weather in the summer. It's brutal. The rest of the year is so great, but like especially June to September is awful. Like it is easily 115 degrees on any given day. When you walk outside, it feels like you're walking into an oven. People say it's not that bad because it's a dry heat. I say BS. 115 is still 115. Like that is still really, really insanely hot. People joke about like kids cooking eggs on the sidewalk, or like putting those like cookie sheets on the hood of your car with the cookie dough and baking cookies. It's not a joke. I did that as a kid. It works because it's that hot here. So that is just something to be aware of. The heat is really brutal. So if you are, if you're not used to the heat, just be aware of that. It's going to take a while to acclimate. Your blood eventually like kind of thins out. You get used to it somewhat. But even though I've lived here my entire life, I still just kind of like hide away in the summers, like June to September. Stay inside, stay in the AC. If you are going to be going outside, if you want to do, hiking, golfing, walking, biking, any of that kind of outdoor activities, do it before 10 a.m. in the mornings before it gets too brutally hot. And of course, if you are going to go outside, make sure you go into a pool or the lake or somewhere where there's water so you can kind of stay cool and stay hydrated. Another drawback, this is going to be kind of specific more for some people versus others, but the neighborhoods can be very cookie cutter here. Peoria really started kind of growing in the 70s, 80s, and 90s, and that's when kind of those standard kind of HOA subdivisions where all the houses look the same, that was kind of a big thing. So you're going to see a lot of neighborhoods where houses look very similar to a lot of stucco and tile and kind of those cookie cutter homes. So there are neighborhoods where the homes look a little bit more individualized. They have more kind of grass and greenery, and it's not just the desert landscaping and stuff like that. So there are definitely homes like that if that's something you are interested in. But a lot of the homes are just going to be very kind of cookie cutter and standard. So if that's not something you like, if you don't enjoy the look of that, Peoria might not be the right place for you. Another con would be traffic, and this is specific to if you are commuting outside of Peoria or if you're going to be living near one of kind of those main hubs of the entertainment or sports. So if you do live in Peoria but you're going to be planning to work outside of Peoria, you're going to probably have to take one of the main highways to get there. So if you're going to be working in Scottsdale or Phoenix, or even like Tolleson, places like that, you're going to have to use the highways to get around. And during rush hour, the traffic kind of sucks. I'm gonna be honest. The traffic sucks. It's a lot of stop and go. It's gonna take a while. So if you are thinking of moving to Peoria and you know where you're gonna be working, just like go to the Google map, look how long it's gonna take. You can even map it out on Waze just to see all the different traffic flow patterns and stuff during different types of the day, just so you can kind of see what your commute is actually going to look like. And if you are living near a place like the Peoria Sports Complex, Westgate, places like that where there's going to be a lot of events or arenas or sporting events and things like that where there's going to be a lot of traffic, just be aware of that. There's going to be, whenever there's sporting events or things on the weekend, there's going to be a lot of that traffic. People are going to be parking where they shouldn't be. So if you do live in a neighborhood close to one of those, you might have people trying to park in front of your house, or just dealing with a lot of the traffic and kind of all the stop and go of people being there a lot. So that is something to just kind of keep in mind. Another con is that the public transportation honestly sucks. There's a bus system and that's it. Like there is no light rail, there is no subway, there is no really effective way of getting around. The buses they're okay, but they're honestly not great. And Peoria is one of those cities where it's spread out. It's not really walkable. Even if you do live and work in Peoria, you're most likely going to need a car. You can always do Uber or Lyft, but that is going to start to get expensive, especially with how kind of wide and spread out the cities here are. So that is something just to kind of be aware of, is that you most likely will need to commute, and the public transportation is not incredibly reliable here. So just kind of be aware of that. Another drawback is there's not a whole lot of nightlife and kind of high-end restaurants and experiences here in the Peoria area. Now, that's not to say there's nothing. There is still a lot to do. Like I said, there's the Westgate Entertainment District and stuff like that. But if you're wanting things where you can go out dancing, clubbing, or drinking until 2 or 3 a.m., that is not really a thing in Peoria. And when it comes to the kind of higher fine dining and stuff like that and all the award-winning restaurants, most of that nightlife restaurants and stuff is going to be over in downtown Phoenix, in Scottsdale, or in Tempe. So if that is something you are wanting to do, you can always head over to those areas for it. But if that's something you want to be really close to and have really easy access to, Peoria is probably not going to be the best spot for you. There is still a lot to do. There's a lot of restaurants, dining, and shopping, but it's not going to go super late. There's not a whole lot of nightlife, and it's not that really kind of high-end fine dining and restaurants. Another pro is always going to be the critters. And when you live in the desert, there's just critters that come with it. That's just kind of standard. So the main ones here are going to be termites. The saying here is if you don't have termites, you're going to get them. For people who've lived here a long time, termites were just kind of like, whatever, because it's really common and we don't freak out too much about it. So with termites, it is easily treatable. There are companies that will treat them very easily, give you a multi-year warranty, and come back and do any other treatments if needed. So that's just something to be aware of. Scorpions are also kind of a thing when it comes to living in the desert. Now, they're not super prevalent in in Peoria. Forgot which city I was talking about, in Peoria. But especially if you're going to get up closer to the mountains and stuff like that, scorpions may be something that you see. So just kind of be aware that there are companies that will come in, they will seal your house so you don't have to ever see a scorpion again. But if you are going to be living in the kind of desert, the mountains, or even closer to the lake, critters and possibly little snakes and stuff like that are just something to be aware of. They're not super common, but you might see them. If you are going to be out on the trails hiking and stuff, you will see more critters. Don't try to be their friend. Don't go near them. Just like give them their space and keep on walking. So that's something to be aware of. And then little brown spiders and stuff, nothing super crazy or dangerous. Occasionally black widows here and there. But again, they are not very common. And the pest control companies here know how to handle all of the Arizona critters. So if that is something you're a little nervous about, just call a pest control company. They will make sure that you don't have to see any of those critters and kind of seal your house and make sure it's all good and ready to go. Last but not least is that Peoria is growing really fast. This is kind of very common with all the kind of cities in the Phoenix metro area, but it is in really high demand. The homes are big, they are beautiful, you're close to the lake, you have a lot to do, it's very residential, there's amazing school systems, and so for all of these reasons, people love Peoria, and there's actually a really low turnover rate for people living in Peoria. People don't move out of their homes, they don't sell that often. When people live in Peoria, they love it and they don't want to leave. So because of that, you're not going to see a lot of homes go up for sale in the Peoria area, and when they do, they go very, very quickly. So if Peoria is somewhere that you're interested in, if you are wanting to move there, it's so important to make sure that you are working with the right agent and team to help you get that house there, because it is very competitive and very difficult right now. If you haven't found that awesome rockstar agent, let me and my team know. We would love to help you out and answer any questions that you have. So hope this was helpful. Maybe Peoria is the right fit for you and it's kind of got a good feel of what you're looking for, but maybe it's not. If there are other areas that you have more questions about, or it's not the right fit for you here in Peoria, let us know how we can help you find the right fit. We've done lots of different videos all over in different cities, suburbs, and areas across the Phoenix metro area. So feel free to check those out. If you've got any other questions, reach out, give us a call, shoot us a text, send us an email. Please connect with us. We would love to hear from you. We've got all the different free stuff in the description down below, all the different tools, resources, ways to connect with us, or just get like download printables, Amazon lists of what you need for your move. All that kind of fun stuff is all in the description below. So if you have questions or just comments, let us know. And until next time, we'll see you soon.